Hello everyone. Let me introduce myself. My name is Darjana. I like to present my paper, which is titled Developing a Vulnerability Composite Index to Assess the Financial System and Indonesia Experience. This is the structure of the presentation of the paper. First was introduction, then the methodology, and the third result and discussion, and the last the conclusion. In introduction, as a background, we can see the first graph on the left side that the vulnerability amplified, particularly aftermath of the 2008-2009 in global financial crisis or GFC. It is raised awareness concerning the importance of the maintaining financial stability or FFS. The FFS has systemic risk dealing with the external shock effect to the domestic economy. And the COVID-19 pandemic nowadays threatens the global economics, including the Indonesia financial system. Indonesia as a small open economy is vulnerable, influenced by the global economic condition, and then the economic growth in 2020 dropped into minus 2.07% year-on-year, as shown in the right-hand side graph. Now here there is the jump out of the economic growth. And the motivation of the paper is the FSS nowadays in a form of more interconnected rising potential system risk. However, the composite indicator is in early warning system to capture the systemic risk has not fully considered yet. Meanwhile, the Financial System Stability Index or FSSI that has been assessed by the central bank is assumed to be not enough to capture the vulnerability. The index reflects a financial system resiliency from risk exposure, and there are two sub-index in the FSI, namely the Financial Institution Stability Index, and the second one is the Financial Market Stability Index. In general, the index is limited, focused on the banking sector risk. This research attempts to assess the possibilities of the vulnerability indicators in measuring the impact of a pandemic on the financial system. It also contributes in developing a vulnerability composite indicator to complement the Financial System Stability Index assessed by the central bank. And now turn to the second chapter about the methodology. As theoretical framework, we can see on the left side that the financial system stability condition in domestic consists of two blocks. First one is the financial institution and the other side is non-financial institution. Those has risk and then has vulnerability due to the shock. The shock ultimately coming from the external sector of the rest of the world. And based on the key finding from the literature review, we propose our positioning framework, which combine a vulnerability in each single seasonal indicator into a vulnerability composite indicator. However, the macroeconomic linkages among financial institutions, non-financial institutions, and external sector is more focused on the research. The possible variable of financial system vulnerability can cluster into three institutional sectors such as banking, representing the financial institution, corporation, represent the non-financial institution, and then the external sector. For data and method, a 6-year monthly series dataset of the 16 possible vulnerability variables is collected from 2014 in December to 2020 until June. And the secondary data is derived from the official resources such as Central Bank of Indonesia, Financial Service Authority, Indonesia Statistic, and Indonesia Stock Market. And the principal component analysis or PCA method is used to construct the composite index. The central idea of PCA is to reduce the dimensionality of a dataset in which there are a large number of interrelated variables while retaining as much as possible of the variation present in the dataset. And the PCA index formula is summation of multiplication between principal component score and the weight of the principal component variant, where PC is the principal component score, the weight of PC1 is principal component variant, T is time in monthly, I is number of principal component, and K is number of principal component, which is total loading factors above 1. We can see in the graph on the right side that is the vulnerability composite index as a result of the paper. The result indicates that financial system vulnerability is getting lower in the normal period since 2014 until 2019. The index is in the area of the mean plus 1 standard deviation. However, in 2020, the index jumped out due to the pandemic and back stable in the short time. The result shows that the financial system is more vulnerable in the pandemic period rather than the normal period. And this is proof that the COVID outbreak has impacted on the financial system. Compared to the Financial System Stability Index, the Central Bank of Indonesia stated that the financial system stability was in normal condition amid the gradually improving economy. The policy synergy among the authorities to overcome the impact of COVID-19 was able to encourage gradual economic improvement with maintaining stability. To conclude, the COVID-19 outbreak has affected on the Indonesian financial system, particularly in early pandemic. However, it further goes back stable in the short term after some policies intervention undertaken. The vulnerability composite index is able to become a complement of the financial system stability index in terms of assessing the systemic risk other than the banking risk. That's all. Thank you for the attention.